Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Christopher Dahl here. Welcome to Space Art by Christopher Dahl on Fridays. Welcome aboard, and hey, welcome back to the new studio. Well, it's the same studio, but I keep redoing things, and I know we had a little time off last week. We'll get into that, but thank you all for showing up. We've got Wes here. Hello, Wes. Good to see you again. Feels like 4 p.m. Yeah, been up since 5 a.m. Congratulations. Oh my gosh. Hike, breakfast, and did all your grocery shopping. Your weekend is now on for you. That's awesome. Congratulations. And hey, Jean-Marc is here too. Hello, Jean-Marc. Greetings in Montreal. How's everything going? That reminds me, I got to drop you a line. I got a painting for you that's just about ready to go. So, hey, very good. Oh my gosh, welcome. Sorry for not streaming last week. I had a bit of a tooth emergency. For those of you that were on the Discord, you saw it. But yeah, bad tooth took me out of the game for well, almost 2 weeks now. Actually, oh my gosh, I can't believe how long it is. Well, it was about five to 7 days of sheer agony, followed by tooth repair, and then 5 days of catching up on sleep and eating, and it just took me out. So anyway, but took the opportunity this week to make some pretty big changes around here. It might not look like much because much of the backdrop here has stayed exactly the same. But what I've done is, you know, I I just was feeling so tight and locked in with my setup, and I realized I've got this whole room. I think even I think even Iridium was the one that would brought up. He's like, you've got an entire basement here, right? So expand a little bit. And while I'm going off, let's get us rolling with some background music, just while we're rolling along here. Anyway, so everything was kind of tight. The cameras, for instance, were about halfway between where they are right now. I've cleared the desk so you can see my really cool Space Art by Christopher Dahl mouse pad, which I had up in the shop for most of last year, most of the end of last year, I should say. But yeah, hang tight here, getting my things together. There we go. So anyway, I for what I'm working on in terms of YouTube content, which I am working on. I know it's been forever. I keep saying that, but I kind of needed a little more flexibility. So there was a laptop. My laptop was right here in front of me, which is great. I like using it there, but it's on a stand. So I moved the stand and made a whole bunch of other changes. Like this, that was my model bench over here. We did some live streams where I was shooting my models on there, and as fun as that was, it's a little tight and made camera placement a little bit annoying. So this whole area is now doing something that I was using the corners of the rest of my desk for, which is just all the things I need to operate, right? There's still little piles of things that I haven't found their place for yet. It's all a work in progress. But anyway, all of that got moved because the model desk is now actually just next to the camera. So I'll take the camera on a little spin around here when we get to the artwork this week, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, pushed everything open. Plus all of that bounce. I'm hoping I still don't bounce my head on the camera this week for the painting. But oh my gosh, the whole ceiling thing. I went zip tie crazy. But I'm liking the space. This is really good. Makes me feel like I'm on like the Space Art by Christopher Dahl News Hour. Hey, good evening, America, and the rest of the world who's baffled by America right now. But there we go. So anyhow, feels good. Feels really good. Plus, kind of opening up the space, I think, is going to help out a lot. I felt like I was doing what I was doing back in Bothell, just rearranging things as they go. And now that I've spent, a year kind of operating out of here, I kind of have a better sense of where things could go. So anyhow, you need an enterprise model in there. You're right, I do. Actually, on the shelf above me, I do have some smaller ones. But yeah, here, hang on. Oh, sorry. Didn't take much to talk him into showing off the models, did it? There we go. That's a what? Oh, one lighted. Yeah, right. I've John. I'm working on the lighted one. Good to see you, John. Hello. This is the Polar Lights one. In fact, it's John. You'll remember this. This is the one that was in Galaxy Hobby, right? Now this is fun. Okay, so I kind of lied. Let me pull it over here to the art view here. Hold tight. It's okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have that argument nobody ever wants to have at a convention. What's gonna win first? Star Trek versus the Star Destroyer? Oh my God! So this is actually the. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. This is actually the USS Farragut, which I built up out of the Polar Lights kit, and there we go. Yeah, there we are. I built it up as the sort of second pilot version of the Enterprise, but gave it the call sign. Well, hold on. How do I do this? Okay, cool. I gave it the focus. Okay, focus. We'll do this. Whoop. There we go. All right, there we are. Okay, that was kind of fun. All right. Anyway, so yeah. Hey, look. The kid has spaceship models. That's kind of fun. So no, the our model club. We used to have a science fiction model club up in Seattle. Well, it was up in Linwood, north of Seattle. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing today? Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the new layout. This is going to be fun. Anyway, our science fiction model club wanted to. We had a project where we were all going to build one of the 12 canonical starships, right? One of the 12 canonical starships. So we all did a drawing, and I picked the NCC 1702 Farragut as my project. So the whole club got together, and we had like what I think there were actually ended up being 14, because there was like there were a couple other members that wanted to build them. So we had this rack of all of these models, and I think that was in the shop for about 12 years before the shop finally sold, and they got rid of them all, and they basically gave them back to us. So I've got my model back. John says, Bob sold me a 1/13th scale Viper Mark II last weekend. What the heck? How big is that, John? Holy smokes. That's awesome. I'd love to do the Lexington. Love the captain's chair on that ship. But that was Commodore Wesley, wasn't it there, Wes? I think so. Yeah, you had the tall back chair, right? That was really cool. Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah, we were still meeting monthly. Okay, that's very cool. All right, well, let me, while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and pull some things over so we can move to the art portion of the live stream. Woohoo, there we go. And this is where we get to test how robust my system is here, because I really want my laptop a little closer. Haha, there we go. And to do that, sometimes I bump the cords, so let's hope that it doesn't want to do that. And we're gonna move the camera too. Hang tight. Something. All right. I still have some quirks in the system that I'm working towards. So here we go. All right. Yeah. Alrighty. Pardon. This will make it easier for me to starship, right? Here we go. All right. See, this is the transition that I'm not so sure about, right? The going from going from the main live stream over this. I kind of want to move I wanted to move the camera a little closer. Now it's cutting my head off. So there we go. Hang tight. Let's see. Da, 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 da. There, you can kind of see some of the rest of the models. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Bob Wesley, that's right. That's awesome. Ah. Yeah, he was. I think the same actor did a couple of people on the old show, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Da da da. I need to zoom in. Hold on a second here. Control plus plus plus. There we go. Okay, there we are. Wes says, yeah, always get excited when you see your name in a Trek episode. Except when they killed off Ensign Chilton. That's right. I forgot about that, Wes. It's tough when your name goes down. That's okay. The only Christopher Dahl I've been able to find in any kind of modern literature is the awful brother in Flowers in the Attic. So there we go. You can get a lapel mic, and then you have one less boom to worry about. Listen, John, stay in your lane, mister. I should totally get a lapel mic. Actually, you're right. You know, the thing is, I have an okay mic on here that I could use without the mic at all, and someplace I have the little fuzzies for it. Let me see. Do I still have a thing for it here? No, I think I turned it off. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I think I've got it. I think I've got it permanently muted. Yeah. No, the condenser. Hey, Blaposphere's here. How you doing, Blappy? Good to see you. Welcome and congratulations on working from home. That's even the better part. That we like that for Fridays. We really do. Oh, but yeah, the condenser mic, John, serves multiple purposes, and I need it for more than just kind of doing the live stream. Plus, honestly, the sound is so much better. Holy smokes. Yeah. You have enough room on the canvas for a third ship, maybe a red one. Yeah, it could fit right in there, couldn't it, right? Oh my gosh. Awesome. But yeah, sorry. My apologies again. I was out last week with a miserable tooth condition that I hope never to repeat in my life. That was pretty nasty. So it took me a little bit to get things going here. Oh, I was going to promise you a view of the room. That's right. I was going to do that. But we're back and trying to get rolling again here. That's for sure. So anyway, let me aside from kind of all of this, my camera is right here. I don't think I'm going to get my head in it unless I really get in front. So we'll try that. Thank you, Nanu. It was yeah, that kind of took me off guard, honestly. I've never experienced anything quite like that. Yeah, it was really weird. The dentist even said, "My God, I see this maybe once or twice a year, where there's an otherwise perfectly normal tooth that just splits right down the middle." And all the joy that comes with that, with, you know, exposed nerves and everything. But apparently it's genetic. My father had the same thing happen to him. My dad's side of the family has, I guess, dense teeth. It's a genetic bit. So yeah, that was exciting. He says it's had it happen to him twice. And I'm hoping that, knock on wood, the only time for me. And, you know, it wasn't just the pain was one thing. It was just I couldn't sleep and I couldn't eat for like 4 or 5 days. And that was crazy. So, yeah. Twins, welcome to the club. Congratulations. Yeah, it was exciting. In fact, I had to laugh because the first thing when they sit you down at the dentist, right, is they take an x-ray of the tooth. Well, from the side, which is what the x-ray's from, coming in right from the side, I saw the image. It looks like a perfectly normal tooth. No crown. Oh no, it was a lost cause, Wes. It's gone to be replaced in a future date. Oh yeah, there was. But once he saw where the split was, and he showed me the photo, you couldn't see it. Like taking an actual photo, which they've got a little dental camera, right? You still couldn't see. You couldn't see the split. It was crazy. So, you live and you learn. So yeah, no major repairs yet. You had the same thing happen on the ship. Oh man, on the ship. Oh gosh. I guess at least you had a fairly close walk to the dentist. I have quite a few of those that need implants. Yeah, I think that's eventually what's going to happen. But yeah, it took a couple of days to get the dentist lined up, and that added to the excitement. I mean, of course, this is the funny part. With anything like this, you're always like going, it'll get better, right? It's going to be fine. No. Not even in the slightest. So yeah. Anyway, enough about that. I'm happy to be back on. It just I think it was Monday of this week when I finally kind of came downstairs here and took stock of where I was at. I kind of wrapped a couple of things up, and it was a good time to sort of just clear the decks, because it was getting inefficient in here, to say the least. Sometimes you just have to strike the deck. Anyway, yeah. So for those of you just joining, that's what's going on here. Nanu says, yeah, they did a root canal, then built it up with a filling till we could get into port. Oh man, good job. I'm glad they could do that. Mine was a lost cause. There are structural points when it becomes a little less possible to fix them. Hey, Mediocre, how you doing today? Happy Friday. Good to see you. Still at work getting your month-end reports done. Now, the TPS reports have a new cover sheet. Now, make sure. Okay. But the door is closed and the volume is low. Awesome. All right, everybody, raise the roof. All right. Well, let me show you what I think I can get a good view of this from I'm going to turn the camera here. So my desk is just over here, but then on the other side of it, as you can see, that's the desk. And then here we go. So I have my right now it still has the refuse of all the moves and things, but that sorry. There's our new model desk, our new model bench, and my swanky chair that goes with it. So yeah, there we go. Hey, Iridium's here. Good to see you. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Nanu says it came out in port, but they could not do that on the ship and refused to fly me off. Oh man, nice. Yeah, so I even redid my shelves here, which is pretty cool. I've got all the offside supplies that I need for basic modeling, and of course the robot. That's important. You got to have the robot, right? There we go. Yeah, I'd never seen one put together with an impact driver. Are those RTV molds? No, not so much. Sorry. Yeah, nope, that's just the workbench, basically. So yeah, we'll have let me see if I can set back over here. Oh, am I really down that far? Yeah, I think I was. There we go. Yep. Cool. Security, right? Yes, the security robot. That's very important to have. Yes. But yeah, so I love that I have a door in my office that leads outside. I absolutely love being able to have that door open. It's my favorite thing, actually. There are a bunch of flat files for sale here on Facebook for $100. I want them so bad. Oh, go get them. Go get the flat files. That's important. Yes, danger, danger. Will Robinson. Crush, kill, destroy. Wait, that was a different robot. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'd completely forgotten. Keep the cats out of the paints. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a little issue with that. That's why I haven't been bringing them downstairs, actually. The outside of our door, it's the only spot in the house that has lead paint, is the white paint on the outside of this doorway. So a couple of times I've noticed a few of the cats have been licking the door. So they're not going to be down here for much. But yeah, I do worry about the paint. Not only the paint that is here, but the paint that falls on the floor, any of that kind of stuff. I really try to get that stuff up, because I use cadmium paints. I use those cobalt paints, and I know the phthalos aren't good for you, that's for sure. But yeah. Mediocre says, I don't have a robot in my shop. I guess I need to be one of the cool kids. Yeah. I I couldn't resist mediocre. You know, there of all things, there was a pub in downtown Seattle, and it had been there forever. It was right down on almost to the waterfront. Andrew and I used to meet up after work. He worked downtown in Pioneer Square with me, or at another company anyway, and so we would meet up after work and wait for traffic to die down at the pub. Anyway, so this pub with a view of Puget Sound, they had this cardboard stand-up on their wall, and they've had it there for 20 years. And I just decided I'd look it up, check it out, and sure enough, the company still makes the cardboard stand out of the robot. So I made sure I got one for the shop. It was very important. Oh, sorry, the drink tonight. Tonight we're just having a standard cola soda. Yeah, just to kind of keep me charged. That would be fun. But that would be some great YouTube content. Should invent and build your own design and build your own robot. Yeah, actually, I would like to. I think it would be really fun, especially if you can actually make the robot functional in some way. Like if I could program a robot to mix my Manhattans, I might start drinking again. That would be fun. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So let's see. Painting. Right. We're already into the live stream. I haven't touched the damn brushes yet. You once did a ballpoint pen drawing of Wall-E and Ava. Oh, that's really cool. Nanu says, I want to build a Wall-E. You know, honestly, I don't know if I've seen a full-size one. I've seen like a half-scale one, and that was cool. But, yeah. If I can get a robot that could perform basic functions, actually, a robot that could scoop the litter boxes, I think Stephanie and I would both appreciate that. Her in particular. She's been doing the lion's share of the cleaning of the cat boxes, and, yeah, thrilled, but still, yes. Anyhow, so I'll put it to all of you. My plan was to kind of continue working on the Star Wars painting, so I can do that, but or we can. I kind of think that's what I want to do. I think I want to keep doing this if that's okay. Wall-E is on my list of paintings I want to do. Oh my gosh, he's so adorable, Rhonda. Wall-E's a great character, and I imagine with the oranges and reds, it would actually be a lot of fun to paint, honestly. Now I'm hearing the Fifth Element robot bartender at the spaceport. You want some more? I don't know. It just feels human, you know what I mean? Please share it to us when you do. Absolutely, Rhonda. That would be really cool. I would love to see that. I want a robot to open the damn ketchup bottle, right? Do the dishes, open up bottles, bring me drinks. You know, the important stuff, right? Transfer laundry, fold laundry. There we go. I think they've already trained robots to do that, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let me grab a couple of my brushes. Hang tight. All right, what do we want here? I think I want that one. And do a couple of those. Okay, let's keep those bad boys handy. All right, very cool. I did paint Baymax a couple of years ago. Oh, that's Baymax. Wait, why do I not know Baymax is? It's not registering in my brain. Sorry. Oh yeah, folding shirts. That would be a big help. That would be ideal, to say the least. Alrighty, here we go. You know, it's pretty funny. I actually, on our painting here, yeah, the only thing I really did on this painting since last week, I kind of went in with black. There were some spots here where it wasn't quite filled in, but yeah. Other than that, I didn't really do much. I didn't touch really anything. It's been 2 weeks now since I touched this painting. Oh, I feel terrible. Shirts go straight into the hangers, no need to fold. Yeah, right? Oh, that's right, Big Hero 6. Sorry about that. How did I forget about that? Thank you, Rhonda. I couldn't believe it. Ron, I want a robot to do the first tap, 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 then get the batch of ketchup to pour, then I'm good. Yes, just decant my ketchup for me. That would be ideal. Oh my gosh, too funny. I kind of feel like I almost need to bring the camera over here a little bit. No, I'm gonna leave it right here. Yeah, Betamax, right. Right, the proper video channel. There we go. Yeah, look at this. I even kept my, this is the palette that I used last time. It comes in pretty handy having these little sub palettes. I kind of dig that. So actually, I kept this so that I had my color reference to all the paint on here. But the sad thing is, this is acrylic paint. So even if I tried to mix to this color, the colors shift a little bit. So it's going to be just a ballpark for that today. And I have another one here. I just had some black on it. I'm going to clean that off real quick. Let's see. I am getting the mojo down with my cart pretty good though. So, you know, there's some things that are improving around here. The goal for all of these little changes and improvements is just to sort of make it a little more streamlined and a little less of a yeah. Anyway, I get to leave this stuff up kind of where it's at right now without having to move things around every week, which is really nice. And really, that's gonna I'll need to be doing more of this sort of thing. There we go. I'm feeling the need, right? There we go. All right. So I have, I've taken. Let me pop over to this. I've got a good close-up shot of this Star Destroyer, and that's I've got it on my phone. That's just sitting off camera over here. So I'm gonna pop over to that, just as for reference every now and then. But in the meantime, let me get some black going here. I think it's right down here. Let's see. A little Mars black. I noticed that this angle under here is a little bit problematic. I think I went too far, so I've got to adjust this. Andrew says, please remember to leave a like on the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me get some black, and there we go. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I kind of like this. You know, taking a bigger painting on like this and breaking it out. I hope that that's okay with all of you as well. I know that I typically try to do, you know, brand new paintings all the time, but this could be good. So I'm gonna kind of thin this paint out just a little bit with some water. Want a little more fluidity to it, and water will do just fine for what I'm doing. I just need it to go on a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, in fact, I'm gonna put more of that right up there. I don't know if any of you remember when we did this painting. I started this painting on my last live stream. The canvas is a I don't know. It's kind of weird how sometimes a canvas will, like when you first open it and unwrap it, it retains like a film from that the plastic wrap on it, and I was running into that problem last week with the painting. I enjoy these bigger paintings that take several sessions. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it too, and I think the paintings end up better, honestly. It's a super souped up trapezoidal Star Destroyer, exactly. Okay, let me pop over to my shot here. There we go. Okay, well, that's actually going to work out really well. So yeah, this is, I feel like this needs to basically end about right here, and then come up. So I'm just gonna use black to do this. We're gonna correct the shape. I knew I had to correct these shapes anyway. Really, I just painted this to get in the ballpark. But yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna come in right about. It's kind of nice to be doing something like this because I could just I on this painting in particular I can just use straight black really. And I'm not going to be too terribly precious with the straight line because that's something I can tighten up as well. Am I getting my head in the way? Am I getting my head in there? Oh, you know what's really bad? This still comes out further this way. Oh no, no, no. Okay, cool, cool. I think, or do I just flatten it up more? See, that. Okay, actually, no, I see what's going on. Yep, a little bit more. Still a little bit more, that's all. We'll get this right. You can paint whatever you want. Thank you. Appreciate it. Here for the camaraderie at Adult Beverages. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alrighty, just try to clean up the old palette here a little bit. At the end there. Yeah, there's still something weird with the center line going on here. What's happening? Let's see. Da da da. I think I'm gonna have to correct this line, which is this down there. There's the center line. Yeah, we're good. We're good. There we go. Okay. I don't want to lose the paint, so I'm gonna just kind of paint in some more black. I know it's not. Hey, look, he's painting black on black. He's like so amazing. Oh my gosh. It's like, all right, we're doing the Spinal Tap album next year. There we go. All right. Yep. Yeah, I'm using up a paint. That's all. And I know that some of this. Oh, there we go. All right. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. I definitely have to get a better monitor for chat because right now I'm looking at it on a phone, which is tiny, and then I have to turn my head over to my laptop, which, in spite of its great new position for everything else, is still a little far away. All right. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Let me pop my face off for a second, and we can take a look here. There we go. So that's, we're getting there, folks. Yeah, I think that shape definitely helped out. There's going to be I have to kind of kink this little midline ridge under here just a little bit. So I'm going to need the colors for the Star Destroyer body, and they're kind of variations of a blue gray with a little bit of a warmer gray in there. So I'm going to try to mix those up next. I think the planet needs it needs an atmosphere treatment, but I don't want to do that quite yet. It's on the bottom. If I drip paint on it, I'll have to fix that anyway. I don't expect to drip paint, but you never know. And then I'll probably get through a good part of the Star Destroyer. We'll see how far we get for the Blockade Runner here. Yeah. Either way, it'll be fun. All right. Now, let's see here. I got to get some grays. There we go. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Hey, Ginger, how you doing today? Good to see ya. Welcome aboard. Hey, I finally took the little Velcro straps you told me about a year ago and went crazy in the office. So it's been a good time. Good to see you. Hey, welcome aboard, everyone. We are on Friday afternoon, and remember, for those of you that need a get out of meeting free card, just tell them you're watching the Space Art by Christopher Dahl live stream, and every manager should let you go, right? Let's see if I can get this guy in there. There we go. Oh, wrong way. There we are. Okay. Yeah, we're going good. We're still kind of messing with the details, but we're having a good time. We're gonna be painting up a Star Destroyer here. And yeah, everybody, welcome aboard. If you do like the stream, please consider subscribing. If anyone that's new lurking about. Oh yeah, I also, unfortunately, I found out that the emojis that we get on, kind of like what we had with Twitch. Let me pop a couple in here. I had room for, what, 4? These are the 4. Boom. Now, 2 of these are supposed to be animated, and apparently YouTube doesn't display animated emoji at all, which is hella annoying to me. So, yeah. I don't even know what to say. Our daughter Allison is starting her first Twitch live stream, and it's really cute. She's doing Minecraft. She's playing Minecraft. Plus, she'll be doing a few more games. But instead of using her face like I am, she has an animated seal. I put a photo in the Discord. She did a great job setting up the avatar. It's really awesome. It's really, really cool. Anyway, I was over there watching, and I was in the Twitch chat, right? So I'm being dad in the Twitch chat, right? Twitch has such better emojis than YouTube does. I'm a little bit bummed. Hey, Andrew, how you doing today? What are you doing being late? How dare you, mister? Greetings. Ah, you got here just in time. It's all good. We're having fun in the office. Yeah. Now we're just kind of getting rolling. Actually, I just did some corrections on the Star Destroyer here with black to kind of tighten up the shape a little bit, and we're gonna get some paint going, and we gonna have a good time. All right, let me get my colors out here. Yeah, there's stuff about this new layout that I'm really liking, and I know it's always going to be a work in progress, but yeah, it generally feels a little freer, if you will. You looked at a turbo Miata today. Please talk me out of being seen in a Miata. Hey, I forget the man's name who started Datsun. I guess he ended up working over for Mazda later. But even he said, yeah, he was the man that designed the famous 240Z, right? And that guy always maintained that he would rather have a Miata. That would be like his favorite sports car, the one that reminds him of his 240. And then later the 280, right? So anyway, yeah, good times. All right, where's my other colors? They should all be right here. The little raw sienna. We need a yellow anyway. Oh wait, I want a lighter yellow than that. Hang on. Da 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 da. Not burnt. There, yellow oxide and quinacridone magenta. All right, I had to reach for my paints. So we got some yellow oxide. This is how I'm gonna mix my grays, right? So I'm gonna get a little yellow, and then I've got some magenta. Hello. They're great cars. As someone who they're great cars. As someone that's owned half a dozen Alphas, the Miata is better. That's Miata. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I really like I like the Mazda that we have. We have a Mazda 6. It's nothing, not a sports car by any means, but it's pretty damn cool. So, all right, I'm gonna try to match up a couple of these. All right, let's see if I can do this. It's gonna be color matching. The studio setup looks great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've kind of been pushing the camera back and forth a little bit, and just to free things up, so it feels less like I'm in a fighter cockpit. Yeah, that was exciting. All right, I'm gonna see how I could do here. We want just a touch of this, a little touch of that, and a little touch of that. There we go. Let's see how we do here. I kind of want a blue heavy gray. I need a little more blue. There we go. There we are. That's a little bit better. There we are. Hey, a little more blue. I'll eyeball the blue first, and then introduce the white. There we are. That's better. Boom. I'm in the middle of completely moving everything around in your... Oh, yeah. Isn't that always the case? Seriously. Yeah. I kind of had to do the same. It was... in my case, it had just gotten to the point where I knew where stuff should be, but it wasn't in that place, and it got annoying. All right, I'm going to grab some of this white. I was going to use this for something else, but that's okay. We'll do that. So, yeah. Just trying to kind of dial this in. I think I got the gray tone, a little bluer, a little lighter, and we should be in good shape. All right. That's going to be about a little lighter than that. Okay. I guess I did go a little dark there. All right. That's okay. We can do that. So I've got a good light one. Got a good light gray here. Ah. And then what we'll do is I will do the same thing for a grayer tone, or a little darker tone, if you will, here of the same color. Working on quantities here. Yeah, this is something you don't usually watch me do too much, right? Is actually mixing quantities and colors that I know I'm going to use ahead of time. That's okay. We're going to do just a touch of magenta. There we go. Trying to set up my creative space is really hard and always... Yeah, trying to set up a creative space is hard and challenging. It's... I was really... I agree. I felt under the gun to kind of get into the house and really just kind of get everything working, But it was such a different space. I didn't really... I kind of didn't anticipate that it would take a while for me to sort of settle into the... settle into how things work, right? Fortunately, we're kind of doing it in stages. I'm going to go for a little darker blue. I need a darker gray than this, and I don't like what my blue is doing yet. So we're going to do a little touch of ultramarine. I know I use that as well. And work this up. So I feel like I'm kind of like on like my third major revision, maybe even fourth of The Office, both in terms of moving furniture and things around, and yeah, otherwise just getting situated. Yeah. Okay, that's actually looking pretty good. I think we're in a good place here. So we got a good gray, we got a good light. Now I just want my my darkest gray. So let me do that. All right. Wes says, my studio's a huge mess right now because I've been repairing a lot of amps in here while trying to mix an EP. Yeah, I mean, when projects take over, right, that's usually where things kind of start falling apart on any of my, my plans setups, right? I feel like I can get it set, but just by my nature, I work in such a chaotic fashion that, it kind of works against me. Eventually, every plan meets with resistance. So, yeah, there we are. All right, I'm going to try to get a really good dark gray here out of these 3 colors, and I think I can pull it off. Let me just see. Yeah. But I need kind of a dark gray in the middle. I don't want it to be black, but this is way too purple, so we gotta gray it up. There we go. Wes, I set up my space initially to do some guitar builds. Now I don't need this. Well, you can still do the guitar builds. You still can. Alright, this is ridiculous. I'm not getting the gray that I want. It's so annoying. I might just resort to the heavy-handed stuff, yes. Well, we'll keep that handy in case I need whatever this color is. In fact, I'm not even going to keep it on the tray. I'm going to move it over here. Alright. Sometimes, when you're mixing color, you just have to know when to give up. Alright, one more time. Where did those go? Ultramarine. We would like a little bit of... Oh, you know what I used on this? I remember what I used on this now, but I don't want to do that this time. I did Burnt Umber and Payne's Gray, but Payne's Gray is way too transparent. So I'm going to try it with my standard chromatic black mix here. Ba-ba-da! Absolutely, I'm giving up parking a car in the garage in the winter, turning it into storage in a workshop. This will include a tile game of reorganizing the basement in my daughter's room. Congratulations. You know, sometimes the rooms just need to be rearranged, right? Your spaces just need to be adjusted, right? So yeah, but that'll be some good space for you, even if the car has to be out a little bit. They'll survive. You could do your garage, the guitars in your garage too, according to Andrew. That's a good plan. Wait, where'd my other one go? Burnt Umber. Forgot that one. Bum bum. I tried working on amps in the garage, but it was just too hot there in SoCal. Oh, I can see that. That's a problem. That would be a real problem for me. There were definitely some days where even downstairs in this basement last summer, it got like just too hot. So yeah. Jinja says Burnt Umber and Ultramarine is also a great combo. They neutralize well. That's my usual go-to, Jinja, is that with some quinacridone magenta, which I'm going to do right now. That way, you really kind of bend the reds into the fold. Boom, boom. Flappy says, I'm hoping my reorganization will allow my scratch building to intensify. You know, honestly, having the space ready to go is probably the single biggest thing you can do to improve your output. I'm speaking from experience there. I'm the worst at it, which is kind of why I decided to spread out and take advantage of the space here. I desperately wish I had a climate-controlled standalone workshop that I could do everything in. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Wes, it's nice to have that. I mean, we're reasonably climate-controlled in our basement, which I do like. It's a stable temperature, and I do dig that. Boom. We're struggling with competing priorities. One of us who never works out wants to build a gym space. I want room for an old car. Yep, you're going to lose that one, Andrew. We installed AC in our garage. Good move. Good move. I mean, but you have a newer place, right? Like our standalone garage, forget it. It's not even insulated. It would basically, we would have to not just install AC. We would literally have to panel in and insulate it. It's functional. Yeah. Maybe. He says, okay, there you go. Good luck. No, it's all good. I get it. I count myself very fortunate in that I have an incredibly supportive spouse with regards to my crazy activities, even when they're not paying activities. Incredibly supportive. Yeah, see, I went too much brown. God damn it. Oh, sorry, swearing. I don't care about swearing so much, but I do try to limit it as much as I can. So there we go. We have 3 spaces, and when it gets hot in here, it's not that bad. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. But yeah, honestly, a fully decked out home gym, man, that would be nice. I do almost regret selling the treadmill. We had a nice treadmill, but that's okay. Okay. I am just making various colors of Maybelline here. This would be an excellent shadow of some kind, and it's just making me mad now. There we go. Damn, I used too much brown. Too much of the damn umber. All right, there we go. How many tries did that take me to get a very simple kind of chromatic dark gray? Ah! Professional artist. There we go. All right. That's pretty cool. I'm going to keep that handy. All right. Jeez. We are going to actually paint on our painting live stream, right? Yes, we're going to paint, I promise. We're going to get there. Oh, you ride your bicycle. Yeah, see, that's cool. That's totally cool. Yeah. Wes says I have a nice elliptical machine, sadly not getting used, that I need to sell. Yeah, sometimes if they're not getting used, it's just taking up space. I get that. The best part of a gym is with all those training machines, they end up serving as clothing racks. So, boom, a walk-in closet is a bonus. Exactly. All right. Whoops, dropped my thing. There we go. Let's get back to this thing, shall we? All righty, folks. Bow, bow, down. Whoop, whoop, wrong button. There we go. So yeah, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to tighten up these details. I've got our three colors here, right? So I've got kind of a lighter gray, which will be pretty much all this side facing stuff. A little darker bluish tone gray here. It's got to be a little lighter than what's on there right now. And then I've got a nice dark detail for all these little bits in there. And we're going to make this work. My camera keeps tilting. Sorry, folks. There we go. I just got to... there we are. Tilt it back up just a little bit. There we go. All right. All right. I thought that I actually am pretty happy with the adjustments to my camera stuff, but I'm not quite there yet. Boom. Wes, if you sell the elliptical, where will you hang your laundry? Right. Do not forget the windows. We shall not forget the windows. Absolutely not. Not at all. Okay. I've got kind of a thinner brush here, so I think I'm going to take this a little bit at a time, and we're going to just get some water on there. There we go. Here we are. Okay. Set my phone. Here we go. All right. Very cool. Maybe some small balconies. You know, the Lido deck, if you will. Yes. Very important. Oh, I need more water than that. Hold on. Hey, let me know too if you start losing me on the microphone here as we're going, because that would kind of be rotten. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm kind of digging this. All right, let's see if we can't tighten this up just a little bit. Whoops. Too much. Too much. Half the battle is just getting your paint right. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, we have a 4-poster bed with a top bar, perfect for hanging laundry. Right. Awesome. Okay, let me see if I can get a few things in. Whoa. Oh, that's right. There's still black on here. I just smudged the black. Okay. I'm gonna just, there's like a top rail right along here. And it kind of dips in. My head's not getting in the way, is it? No, it's not really. I've got a long, okay, good. I've got some head clearance. That's what we were looking for, right? this one down here, pretty much the same thing. It's pretty narrow, though. I should just probably do a continuous line. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. There's some white details in here, so that's why I'm kind of doing some dancing around this. Here we go. We're gonna get this tightened up. Mediocre says, I have a rule: if it's stinky or dirty, do it out in the shed. No power, just a really long extension cord. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at too. All right, let's get this on in here. I'm also trying to sort of cover up spots where I hadn't covered the canvas with any paint, so we'll just use this as an opportunity here to do all of that. There we go. All right. Okay, and then up here. There we go. A little bit of that. Hey, this does remind me. I had the opportunity this last week, and I found and downloaded the despecialized version of Star Wars, where they've basically a bunch of diehard fans with great skill and care have rescued a couple of original Star Wars prints before George Lucas made all the changes in the late 90s. So they have a version up there, and it's in 4K. The thing filled up an entire USB drive. I couldn't believe it, but it was a joy. It was an absolute joy watching the original Star Wars without all the BS. You know, and I think I'm just gonna cover all of this stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't like any of this, so we'll just gonna do that. That's just gonna, why be delicate, right? Why be delicate at all? Anyway, so that was, yeah, before the dark times, exactly. I don't know. I had such a good time just watching that damn movie. It was, honestly, it's a better movie. Like just on its own, it's absolutely a better movie. I know it's that I don't want to be reductive. I don't want to get into that, but entirely, because there's a lot of reasons people maybe don't like the newer Star Wars movies or the special editions. It's his movies. He could do what he wants to with them. But for me, as a person that views movies and saw those, and they were pretty important to me at the time, it was nice coming back to what I remembered. All right, I'm just going to fill this all in. Tighten that up. Okay, cool. Yeah. Real practical effects, exactly, right? Oh, I should probably I'll try to remember to post a link to the, they run an online forum, which is basically where you can get the whole thing. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen it in its pristine form since the mid-90s. Yeah, same. Me too, honestly. It had been that long. In fact, for me, the last couple of times I saw any kind of Star Wars, in the theater, any kind of Star Wars, the original Star Wars, it was a really bad print. I gotta tell you. I mean, the movie wasn't printed with the most expensive film stock, like what they sent to the theaters, which was basically what existed for the longest time. That wasn't fantastic. Let's put it that way. So over the years, you would lose one of your colors, basically, is what happens to it. And in the prints I saw, they were losing blue, so the entire film had like a weird pink cast to it the last few times. So I haven't really seen the original Star Wars like that in quite a long time, actually. Okay, this has to come down there a little bit. There we go. It was like Polaroids, yeah. I have a Laserdisc rip of the original movie, but it's barely better than the VHS. Yeah, that's the thing. I had VHS copies too, and you know, widescreen and all of that, but they're so low res, it's just ridiculous anymore. No, this one scaled up very nicely to 4K and looked fantastic. I will tell you that. Two-part epoxy, dirty, laying down fiberglass. Oh, yeah, that kind of dirty. Okay, mediocre's clarifying dirty, right? John says real practical effects. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I understand the reasons Lucas wanted to update it, but I do love the originals. Yeah, right? Basically. I'm kind of with you on that, Flappy. I'm sort of, you know... The original movie has a cadence to it, a pacing to it, that I feel is kind of disturbed by the special edition edit. Because really, I think there's like almost 15 minutes. Oh, Wes, I'll post a link in the Discord after. It's if you look for, what is it, 4K77 forum. So the number 4K77 forum. You'll find it there. You sign up to the forum and you'll figure it out. Interesting how sped up all the effects shots are in the newer versions. Yeah. Oh, right. Seriously, there's a few, John. They definitely messed with the pacing, right? So yeah, it was crazy. Okay, here we go. Let's get some of this in here. I'm gonna have to do some more black, but with a finer brush, I think. Okay. And then here, and then there you go. And then a couple of bits in there, a couple of bits up there. I want to make sure I've got enough paint over the canvas. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, it was a good time. Definitely fun. Oh, fiberglass. Yeah, that stuff's awful. I wouldn't do that in the house. All Lucas needed to do was a grading and a cleanup pass to fix it. Oh, seriously, right, Wes? But he also needed more money, right? So, in all seriousness, the only way Lucas could have financed the prequels was if he did a rerun of the original movies. So, yeah. Plus, it was a test bed for his prequel stuff. I'd rather get covered in grease than deal with glass and epoxy. I hear you there. Glass and epoxy, I mean, I appreciate the science and art behind it, but it's not my favorite at all. No. All right, let me see if I can move on to the next, the dark, a little bit dark. It's a little lighter here, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Anyhow, yeah, good times. How's it going, Fallout Gamer? Welcome aboard and happy Friday. I hope your week is going very, very well. Yeah. John says, there was an interview with George Lucas out before he redid the movie stating it was wrong to change old movies. Yep. But, you know, changed his mind. What are you going to do, right? I mean, if anyone can change their mind on this, it's certainly the person that made it can do it. So, I give him as much credit as he needs. All right. I'm kind of ad hoc mixing a slightly darker version of this. A little bit darker. There we go. I'm just gonna paint in the entire hangar deck area here and repaint the damn thing. I think it needs it. I don't really like any of the places that I've painted on this. I think it's kind of off there. So we'll get that right. That's good. Be right back, John says. Off to boxing. All right, cheers. Have a good time boxing. Don't get hurt. No. Lucas wanted to test new technologies, and there was stuff he hated about the originals he didn't have time or tech to do. Yeah, it's true. There's also the other thing too, and I wonder, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist here, right? But I do wonder how much of it was that he had to pay out residuals to the original Star Wars to his first wife Marcy, who pretty much saved that movie's butt by editing and doing some script writing on it. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that she had significant impact in the success of that movie, and by releasing a new version of it, you wouldn't get the residuals. Bob and Weave. The Destroyer's coming along beautifully, Fallout says. Thank you. Are you going to add the turbo laser exchange? Yes, we are going to have some QQs. We will certainly have some QQs. That's for sure. Yes. Yes, indeed. Once I can kind of get my actual color here that I want. There we go. There we go. That's getting there. There we are. Yeah, we got to have some QQs. Absolutely, we're going to have some QQs. Right? It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of like weird shadows under this Star Destroyer, which I was watching closely, of course, now that I had my chance. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of colors going on in this Star Destroyer. Let's put it that way. Maybe. It's possibly did it for that reason. No matter. I still love all things Star Wars. I'm right there with you, Blappy. I know. These are just things I've heard about over the years. Yeah, there's lots of stories about certain people getting screwed out of their contribution by Lucas. He's not a good person. Yeah, you know. Oftentimes it's best to look at the product of one's genius and not necessarily the personality. Please offer me this degree of relief, right? When it comes time to it. Okay, so there's some little greebly bits down in there, and there's little bits down in here. There we go. That's kind of where that's going to be. Chris, are you going to add a tiny Eagle 5 leaving orbit in the lower corner? I actually really like that idea. Yeah. I don't know. There was I was in a program called Acre, which was sort of a rural development program funded by federal money that doesn't exist anymore for reasons I won't go into. But I did have a chance to talk to a woman who was really cool and was sort of a, like, she works and runs galleries. So yeah. She had some interesting feedback. She says she recommends that artists do not sign paintings, which I thought was very interesting. I didn't realize that was a controversial thing. So yeah, that was kind of weird. Oh, same thing with Roddenberry? Yeah, same thing with Roddenberry. Yeah, yeah. There's there be some stories out there about that guy. I'm gonna guess there's only so much of that can be like attributed to jealousy, anger, and basically, what's the opposite of jealousy, or not similar to jealousy, I should say. I can't think of the word. No. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's get some dark. There we go. We're getting some stuff in there. Hey, David Kelly's here. How you doing? Good to see ya. Flying Dorito chip. Envy. Thank you, Jean-Marc. That's the word I was looking for. I appreciate it. That's very cool. Boom, boom. Awesome. Happy Friday. Oh, and April Cheetah Productions. Oh, I didn't realize that either. Fallout. Sorry, Fallout. That's awesome. That's very cool. I'm just catching up on chat for a second. Sorry about that. Kind of calling in my own world for a moment. Yes. Bit of this going up there. I could probably spend a year doing this. Holy crap. Oh, come on, come on. Some of this will make sense when I get the lighters, the lighter colors into. I'm just trying to get in some details. Oh yeah, and then there's a notch back. Whoop, there's a notch back here. Notch here, basically. Right, basically right there. I've got there, and then there's some here. Back up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Details. Roddenberry creates a universe that does not rely on money, but creates things which make lots of money. I know, right? Bits of a conundrum there, right? Well, in that case, we didn't live in that future yet. You're not quite there. All right, folks. I gotta take a quick break. I'm gonna run for a second, and I will be right back. Sorry if you just got here and I'm running away, but nature calls. So Hang tight, everybody. We will be right back in a few minutes. There we go. The Be Right Back. Formula One Print qualifying in Miami starting now. Oh, sprint. Oh, cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Here we go. There we are. Boom, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, ba, ba-dum, bum. Okay. Boom, we are back. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. And welcome aboard to your Friday live stream with Space Art. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Boom, boom, boom. Blappy says, oh, it'll be good to start building again. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I agree. The few bits of models I've been working on feel great. That's really good. Oh, wish you could get another Baton Rouge kit. I remember that model. That was really cool. That's really fun. Yeah. Come on the commies chat. Oh, that's right. I forgot the commies are still running. I have to say though, it's looking like I know that a lot of the folks from the Canadian contingent aren't going to be joining Wonderfest this year, but unfortunately, it looks like I'm probably not going to be able to attend as well. So I haven't officially announced that yet, but yeah, I think Wonderfest is an off for me this year. Yeah. We have some bigger fish to fry. No, I love Wonderfest, and but yeah, it looks like unfortunately this year I will not be able to attend. But onwards and upwards, right? There we go. All right. So let's get right back into the painting, shall we? Woohoo! There we go. We are continuing with the Star Destroyer. I just wanted to get in some little bits up in here and see where do I want to go next with this. I think I see a little spot of the... I kind of want to fill in some of the spaces that I could still plainly see have what's the word I'm looking for? Speak, Chris. That haven't been painted. Like, if I could see through to the canvas, I don't like that. So I'm going to try to get that covered up with as much as I possibly can. It's really weird. There's kind of a yellowish tone in some of the prints. Not yellow, but maybe tan would be a better way to put it in some of this. My screenshot is very blue, but I was watching it pretty closely on the 4K 77 version. There you go. And yeah, that was basically it was definitely looking a little bit like it had a warmer tone to it. There will be no Canadian embassy at Wonderfest. I know. That's a bummer. Oh, my face is off. Sorry about that. Hey, there we go. Don't feel bad. I'll be continuing my streak of absence from Wonderfest as well. Well, the year's tight, right? The era of deep economic security and military ties between Canada. Yep. I know. Well, we can always hope for better. Another day. That's about the best we can do right now, which is really annoying. Well, it's not the best we could do. I mean, I could finish my damn guillotine video. Hey, I'm building a guillotine. I don't know if you're all aware of that. There we go. Yeah, there's little bits in there. There we go. Dum-da-do. I won't be able to Wonderfest again this year either. Almost was, but our home is getting expanded, so I'll be having more room to build. Hey, that's a fair trade-off, right? I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do, everybody. There's just no getting around it. Okay. I'll just touch that. Go down in there. I need a little darker. Need a little darker. Oh, I took way too much blue for that one. Maybe that'll work after all. Who knows? There we go. That's kind of where I wanted it. I think I'm gonna lean a little heavier on that blue. Let's see if that works. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Yeah, that's actually kind of doing what I needed to do. For those model builders out there, I've actually accidentally made what was it? Dark Ghost Gray. It looks like no, dark dull gray. for those keeping score, right? Gotta fly, Iridium says. Hey, Iridium, thanks for joining today. Hope you have a great weekend. Take care, pal. I haven't forgotten. I know we're gonna do a call at some point, but I kind of got laid up. Sorry. So we'll get to it, pal. Whoops. That's okay. I've got black for that. And then just a little bit in there. There we go. Whoops. Is that the end of my... I'll think that might be the end of my music. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Some bits in there. There we go. A little bit like that. Yeah, we're starting to build up a little 3D-ness of it. All right, let me kick this back over. Da 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 da. There we go. Starting to get some flavors going in here. Oh, too much. Too much. Don't do that. Let's see if I can undo this. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna undo that just a little bit. That's the painting undo, right? Yeah, there's a lot of little silly things in here that need some details, but we'll get to that. Hey, what we got there? Awesome. Oliskandar, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Welcome aboard. The goal here is to do a weekly live stream, and we're getting there, but assuming nothing explodes out of my head, we'll be back to this, and I'll be back on my usual course of updating projects and things in here. Actually, I could do that tonight, too. Okay. Trying to sort of sculpt this all in. There we go. He'll be right back. Okay, very cool. Friend needs some steady hands. Alrighty, good luck. I don't know if I want the details. I joke. I'll jest. I need this one. The more I push this this ridge down the middle, the more it's gonna make it read as a pointy Dorito chip in space. There we go. Yeah. There we go. We're kind of getting there. There we are. And also, remember, we're kind of looking at it at a weird angle here, too. It would actually look more like that. That's kind of the straight on of it. Anyway, yeah. Okay. See how that's actually going to go. Oh, yep, there's a thing. And I'm kind of pulling this in as it's obviously not an illustration, right? So I'm just sort of, I guess I'm painting it like an impressionist. That would be probably the best way to describe it, honestly. So you know, I'm not trying to come in here and draw all the details. I'm actually working. I'm working off of a screenshot just to kind of get the impression in, and then we can tighten this up as we go. But yeah, it's actually looking really fun. I stared at this painting for most of the last couple of weeks, and there were some shapes about this that really bothered me from the first painting. So I'm already liking where this is going, and I haven't. There's less of a shape problem with this, although if I were to draw the Blockade Runner here, I feel like I'm working off of a screenshot which has some lens distortion, so it kind of like, you know, pushes it in, squishes it a little bit. So this detail's a little squished, and that's mainly because it was like towards the edge of the camera where you get some distortion, which is fine. I mean, it's like a fraction of it's like 5 frames is all this is when this thing shoots by. So yeah, you got to catch it. Mediocre says, I was really looking forward to seeing you at Wonderfest. Thank you, Mediocre. I was looking forward to seeing you there too, honestly. But it all comes down to my ability to afford the price of, you know, gas, hotel, food, all that kind of thing. And frankly, one of the things I was burning over a quarter of my time on since the first of the year was going to be generating a little bit of funding. Funding I was kind of relying on for this has gone away. So we're kind of in the middle of a thing here. So yeah, it's a little frustrating. It's a little frustrating to me. The program, I mean, I could have told you from the outset that this was going to be up for being cut, right? And it's a good program. And the people that run it, Bridgeway Capital was the one that was running it. So basically, Bridgeway Capital gets a bunch of grant money, and they put it into a program to help rural small businesses. And in their particular case, they focused on creative businesses. So people like me, the artists, the craftspeople, writers, for instance. In fact, my group has a special effects artist who was actually on the show Face Off, Caleb Lewis, and super cool guy, by the way. So Caleb, if you're watching, hey, shout out. We have a puppeteer, which is really great. So it was a cool program, right? And I got to meet some really amazing people all within the area of this town. Some of them I kind of already knew about. But one of the very first questions I asked when they were getting rolling with the program was, is your funding secure? Are you fully funded for this thing? You know, because it was basically going to take a year of our time. It's a year-long project. So I had genuine concerns about, you know, I'm trying to spin up YouTube, trying to spin up, you know, paintings and things, and this would be a lot of time, right? So I was told the funding was secured, which in my mind meant there was some money sitting in an escrow account. And there wasn't, right? So, yeah, that axe came down. A lot of the business classes that they give us were things that Stephanie and I kind of already knew, having run several small businesses, which is great. And they even had some really good management and personal development courses, things that I learned while I was in the tech world, Microsoft, for instance. You know, doing SWOT analysis, business analysis, you know, that kind of thing. Which is all very important, and it was certainly going to help for any of us that had any desire at some point to go seek out grant money or to build a proposal for projects. So it was all very good stuff. But it was time consuming a little bit, and I'm a little frustrated that I burned a lot of time on this. That's one of the things that was a drawdown on the time. So. Nope, not surprised it wasn't happening. Wasn't exactly counting on it. We could use it. Like I knew that this was money we could use for this operation, for many things, not the least of which is Wonderfest. So, yeah. I mean, I've gotten to know the people that run the program. I don't think they will hit name change. Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I don't think that they were setting us up to lose, right? I do think that they fully expected to be funded. I don't feel like I was lied to on that. Yeah, branding intensifies, right? Exactly. I'll be keeping my Space Art by Christopher Dahl logo and my crazy sign behind me. But yeah, I mean, I've spun up a lot of projects that are... I'm very good at spinning up projects and not finishing them. I don't know if any of you noticed this, but yeah. So... hopefully we can get through that. Oh man. Well, Um, I was intending to go for a little while longer, but honestly, this is I'm still kind of recovering, and this is this is the most I've talked out in a long time. So I might actually call it. Oh, you change your. Oh, I see. You change your username. I was sad to hear that you lost the bit. Yeah, thank you. I see Blappy at the Blapposphere. Okay, there you go. Branding intensifies. I've caught up. No, seriously, I'm not as sad about it. There are some people that are a little broken up about it, and I do feel bad. And I've offered to help a few people on the side because a lot of this is stuff that like I said, we've been through, and I'm happy to help some of the people I've met. Yeah, don't overdo it, right? Exactly. But anyway, so we're moving onward and upward. It is annoying to me that this happened, but I'm certainly not in the kind of position that a lot of people are in that are just getting freaking fired from their jobs, some of them when they're overseas, which is some serious bullshit, if you ask me. Anyway, fortunately, we're still kicking along here, and the lights are still on this week, so fingers crossed. We'll see. We come back next week and maybe a little darker. Who knows? Hey, before I go, hang on. I thought I would share this little bit. Maybe I'll take a moment and return the office to my my proper configuration. Hang on. There we go. Let's do that. Hold on. Proper configuration. Nice. I know this requires a little bit of legwork. Boom. There we go. All right. Boom. Here we are. This was the goal of the whole operation, right? Was to basically move everything up. Sorry. Got to make sure I have a Star Trek model on here. Anyway, yeah. So this was part of the thing I wanted to do. My camera is so far away I can't move it much more, but that's okay. Speaking of branding, there we go, right there. Stephanie accused me of putting my damn name on everything with that logo, and she's right. I have put it on everything. Yeah, sometimes stuff happens. You're right, David. But again, in my case, it's just because I have empathy. Yeah. Anyhow, so check these out. Stephanie and I were out checking out a local place, and look at these. This is nice. This is what is this? Like a 3/8 of an inch thick wood, just a freaking wood disc. And I took a look at this and I said, you know what? I love painting the round canvases, and I don't have any round canvases. These were at a local the Ollie's bargain outlet. It was pretty fun. We were bargain shopping. And so I got 2 of these just to sort of see how they would go. And this one I gessoed up in white. And here we go. And I have one more that I'd also gessoed in white, but I pre-treated this one. So this is going to be, I'm going to do a nebula on this one. I think that's what's basically going to happen here. Because I've really liked, I don't know, doing a space scene on black like this is going to be really nice. Is that a puppeteer stepping disc? Yeah, right? Why haven't any of the Larry Niven movies, stories been made into movies, you know? Right? Yes, the floating puppeteer disc. Hey, wait, everybody, I found a UFO. Look. Oh, it has to kind of be like this. Yeah, and then it really looks like, what was it? Day the Earth Stood Still. It was just basically a disc like this. So anyway, so we do have some things upcoming, and there are projects that are going to be underway, and we'll be back with more models. But yeah, I dream about stepping discs being real. For those who don't know, the stepping discs were like a transporter system where you would just jump into these different discs, and you could pick where you were going to go. So to traverse from one point on their particular planet to another was a matter of just sort of like walking through these different discs. It was really cool. Chris would be 3 discs away, and Wes maybe 7, right? Travel without jet lag, exactly. It would be brilliant. Now, you still have the jet lag because you would arrive somewhere and you would be like, what time is it? What do you mean it's noon? It would work out really well, I'm sure. Oh, man. Yeah. Alrighty, folks. I think I'm going to close it out this week. I want to thank everybody for joining me again. Sorry again for the time off, but we're having a good time. There is progress on the podcast, so that might be coming up here very soon. And one of the things, again, that I wanted to redo this office for so I can fire this up more often without having to do a lot of setup. Let me see if I can stick to it. Keeping my word, we're going to be back next week, and I'll try to get some more dropping in. So, yeah. Love having you all here. It's always a great Friday. Thank you all so much. Stay out of your manager's meetings. Stay out of all meetings on Friday. I hope you all enjoy the weekend. Hey, thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. I'm going to leave you all tonight with our outro. Okay, everyone. Take care. We'll catch you all next week. Let me kick this one off there, and we will go. Cheers.
All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know?
I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting. Yeah.